everyone. We are at a fundraiser picnic by AAPIO, which is the American Association for Physicians of Indian Origin, and we are right here in San Ramon for a wonderful fundraiser in association with the non-profit Akshay Patra to feed the needy kids in India, especially during the pandemic times. So welcome Dr. Pankaj, and you are the director, you are leading this organization, this wonderful organization who is doing a wonderful work out there in India. So tell us a little more about the event and the cause.
Thank you for being here. Really appreciate your coming to cover our event. Yes, this is our fundraiser for COVID India, and we started this effort, as you know, all of a sudden in the middle of April. COVID just surged in India. There was a huge COVID spike with this new Delta variant, and as you know, there's been a lot of death and devastation. So we swung into action, AAPIO as the Northern California chapter of Physicians of Indian Origin. So all the doctors from India, there's about 4,000 of us in Northern California, and we are the organized group for this number of physicians. And so we swung into action and started a bunch of fundraising within our own ranks, as well as through our friends and family. So initially it looked like the need was for oxygen concentrators and ventilators and personal protective equipment and medical supplies. So initially we started on that, and within a couple of days actually we were able to raise $20,000, which we sent to AAPI, American Association of Physicians of India. That covers the entire nation of doctors from India. As you know, a lot of doctors in the US.
I think that has around over 80,000 doctors of Indian origin in USA, and the organization has also been around from several decades now.
That's right. And so is ours. We are in our 38th year, AAPIO. And so we partnered with them, and they had people on the ground in India to procure and supply these medical supplies to the places where they were needed. Not to private hospitals, but to poor people that needed it.
And how are they going to use it? You know, I think it makes more sense if you supply them to the doctors so that they can give proper treatment as needed. But if you supply directly to some organizations or directly to the victims of COVID or the patients, then how are they going to use it? I mean, what's the instruction for them?
Right. So it did not go to any private individuals or to private groups, but to people that have the expertise to handle this equipment. And there were treatment centers that were opened in public places like schools and places where patients could be taken care of. And that's where these supplies were used. That was phase 1. This is now our phase 2. So ask me, what's phase 2?
Phase 2, I heard about it. You know, you're pretty popular right here in the Bay Area, and I think it's more about the feeding the hungry.
Yes.
And the Akshay Patra Association that we've been hearing about, and the 40K raised, which was doubled
Yes.
to 80K. You know, that's a significant amount of help.
Yes, that was really exciting. I'm just delighted beyond belief that we were able to do that. So the phase 2 was to look at feeding the victims and their families, because we realized that medical supplies are there now, or there was enough funds to procure them. So what about food? These people aren't eating because maybe mom and dad are sick, or the person who brings them food is sick. So let's supply food to these people. So yes, we partnered with a very good organization called Akshay Patra that feeds 1.2 million children a day, and they've been doing so for a couple of decades now. And they said, hey, why don't you raise funds for us? And we already have donors that will double that amount. And that sounded very attractive to our members, our physicians and friends and other people that we know. So we started helping them raise awareness of Akshay Patra's drive. And again, within a short amount of time, we raised another 40,000, which was doubled to 80,000. And then we got even more ambitious, and we said, let's set a higher goal for ourselves. So our goal now is to raise $250,000 for them. And this is part of that effort. As you saw, we had Captain Venkatraghavan here. Part of the fundraiser was to face the ball that he bowled, and 3 people promised us $1,000 to face the first pitch from the Captain Venkatraghavan.
it's a nice fundraiser. The weather is also on our side, and San Ramon is really a nice place. You know, in the East Bay area, there have been very less fundraisers by APIO, and I think this is a great step moving forward. Also, tell us about the other efforts that APIO has been doing in the past, you know, before the onset of the pandemic.
So before the onset of the pandemic, in fact, in my year, we did a warm blanket drive in the winter. This was also COVID winter. So in December, we donated a bunch of warm blankets to the homeless shelters for the city of Fremont. In prior years, we have worked with Foundation for Excellence that adopts bright students in India who are in professional schools already. And by adopting them, I mean that somebody commits to just a very small amount of money. I was surprised that just $1,000 or so for the whole year can cover the students' expenses. And some of those students have come here and they're working as faculty in major academic institutions as doctors and working at top Silicon Valley companies, kids that have come because of all of our efforts. So we worked with homeless shelters, we worked here as well as poor students and now COVID victims in India, and we want to do good wherever we can.
So in APIO, there are doctors from different levels. There are people who are becoming doctors, you know, doctors in pipeline, who are actually transforming their lives into proper doctors. And there are residents, there are attendees, you know, there are different levels. And you are a medical director yourself in Kaiser. So we have the medical leaders like you who are paving the way and guiding different kinds of people as needed. So you are basically the mentor also. I think the organization also has some of the mentorship efforts that are going on. So tell us a little more about that.
Yeah, we started because of COVID. We had to put the brakes on it, but we had started a program for mentoring in medical education. So mentoring young students who may be pre-med or even high school or medical students to come and, for example, they're looking for shadowing opportunities or learning opportunities. And hopefully now as things open back up, we can lift that so that we can attract young new people to the group as well. As I said, we were established in 1983 and there's a lot of physicians who are maybe retired or contemplating retirement, senior doctors who has a lot of experience. But to keep the organization going, we definitely want to bring young new blood with fresh ideas and keep things alive.
You know, this is a competitive world, you know, and we are in Silicon Valley, which is like overhyped as a technology mix competition, right? So in this world, you know, when there are several doctors from the medical profession who have, and some of them have made their own researches, some of them may have different experience based on the patients and the medical facility they are in. So it's not very easy to unite all of them together for a common purpose just because of the ethnicity, which is Indian. So tell us a little more about the integration.
Well, I think it's an amazing group, and I wish I knew about it, 2-3 decades ago. I just came to know about it in the last 10 years or so and became active. But yeah, so we purposely called it Physicians of Indian Origin. So we want to integrate those who might be born here, like the next generation, our children who might be going to school here, and that could be doctors, dentists, other health professionals too. So we have people who are physical therapists, pharmacists, physicians assistants. We're welcoming everybody to the fold, and that's how we want to integrate and again open our arms and be inclusive. And this is a completely open and secular, democratic and transparent organization where it's the sole purpose is to build the community and see how we can unite and do more good.
So what's your message to the YoIndiaTV viewers on this beautiful occasion?
Well, on this beautiful occasion, our message would be to please join us in supporting people in India who are really suffering from this pandemic, and open your hearts, open your arms, open your wallets, and donate whatever you can. You can donate through PayPal, that's the easiest way. You can go to president@apio.org, and that would be the easiest way to donate and help support us in any way you can.
Wonderful, Dr. Pankaj. It was really a pleasure talking to you, and have a good one. All the very best for all the endeavors.
Thank you so much, and thank you for coming to the entire crew of YoIndiaTV.